This is AZ Audibles, and we are on the road out here at Notre Dame Prep in Scottsdale. We are in the quarterfinal week of playoffs. Lots of good action in round one. We saw some close games. We saw some blowout games. We saw some predictable wins from some of these teams. What is it that you saw? Where were you out for the first round?
I was out in Ahwatukee. I started at Desert Vista. They really took it to Chaparral, Haley. They are a really well-balanced team offensively, especially when you talk about their three running backs. They have a trio of guys, including Colby Humphrey, who have each rushed for almost 700 yards. Humphrey was really the star last weekend. 3 first-half rushing touchdowns. The first 2 times he touched the ball, he took it to the house. They are really a team to be reckoned with, and I can't wait for that game against Perry this weekend.
I was out on the west side, and then I kind of called an audible and came back out North Phoenix to Pinnacle. I saw, they were down at the Pioneers were down 17-10 at the half against Desert Ridge, so it was a surprising one. That's why I bolted out there. But I saw a complete second half from Pinnacle. So J.D. Johnson got things clicking in the second half, had a tough first half, but they got it going. I'll be interested to see how Pinnacle comes out against Red Mountain here in the quarters. They've got to come out fast in that first half to get it done.
And J.D. Johnson has the luxury of so many great playmakers
He
around
does.
him. He doesn't have to be perfect. He just has to put the ball in position to let the playmakers do their thing, and I know he will.
For quarterfinal action this Friday, I'm headed out to the east side of the valley, going to check out Sunrise Mountain at Williams Field and Higley at Castile. The only team I've seen out of those 4 is Higley. I saw them against Gilbert in the second to last week of the regular season, so I'm interested to see how these other teams are faring in the playoffs.
My first game will be down the 101 at Saguaro. The second-seeded Sabercats are hosting Cactus. A lot of points expected in that one, Haley. And then I'll be right back here at Notre Dame Prep as they take on Goodyear Millennium.
Good stuff. Keep it right here. We're going to have head coach George Prelock of the Notre Dame Prep Saints coming up. Welcome back into AZ Audibles. Haley Stasiak and Eric Sorensen out here at Notre Dame Prep, joined now by head coach George Prelock. Coach, when you get into the playoffs, the talk is it's a new season, fresh start. How do you keep in that mindset, and how do you get the players to keep in that mindset?
We do what we've done all year, and that's we just focus one play at a time, one game at a time. It's what we did last year, and if when you're just focusing on the task at hand, it makes it easier to really compete at a high level.
Jake Smith gets a ton of credit, and deservedly so, but one of your other running backs, Dominic Mastro, has had a really good season. Didn't play a lot last year, at least at the varsity level. Has his success sort of caught you by surprise this year?
No, Dominic's worked extremely hard in the offseason. We knew he was a talent. We knew that he would be able to come in and kind of fill those shoes for Cole Fisher, and he's done an outstanding job. He runs downhill, and as the season's progressed, he's definitely gotten better.
This defense, you didn't return any starters from last season. What have you seen out of them this year that has impressed you most?
Their ability to grow up quick. And it's been tough, and it's been a learning curve, but each week they get better. They're understanding things, and, once we were at the halfway point through the season, we said, okay, you guys are no longer rookies. You know what to expect, and especially the way they performed this first playoff experience, I thought they did extremely well.
For the second straight season, you enter the playoffs and already played a game with a senior quarterback. This year, it's Jake Farrell, not as much experience, but he's really put up quietly, I think, a really good season. Where have you seen the most growth in his game?
Jake just does a great job of working extremely hard. For example, last night he's huddle messaging me at like 9:30 at night saying, Coach, I like this, I like this. The kid puts in a ton of hours, and it's the film study, it's staying after practice, throwing for 35, 40 minutes afterwards, and when you're driven like that, it's easy to have success, and it's paid dividends for Jake.
What do you see? You got Millennium this week. What do you see in this playoff bracket that you've got?
Well, Millennium's extremely talented. Their defense is outstanding, especially their defensive front. Their secondary can fly around and make plays. Offensively, the quarterback's outstanding. He's got some great receivers. The O-line is huge. And they got a running back that can really run the ball. There's 8 teams left, and when you're at this point in the season, everyone's really good and talented. So we have a lot that we're going to have to prepare for this coming week.
What was your main message to this team going into the playoffs? Like we mentioned, last year you guys were really experienced, and this year it's a younger group, but still undefeated, really kind of in the same place. What did you try to get across to the guys?
To just stay focused, stay positive, stay focused. Don't, react to setbacks. They're going to happen. We'll come out, and essentially I told them all year, this is the legacy now you guys are building. and whatever you leave on the field, that's the legacy you're leaving. And they've done a great job of just focusing, and when things get rough, they don't panic. There's some game situations this year where we were down in games by a couple touchdowns, but there's kind of this quiet calm about them. They just come back, and I'd like it not to happen this week, but when it comes down to it, I think their overall ability to know that, hey, no matter what, we're always going to be in the game. They grew up real quick this year.
Coach, we appreciate you having us out. Best of luck on Friday.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
That's what we've got for you this week on AZ Audibles. Keep it right here for all your high school football playoff coverage.